So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together and welcome to the mats, Neto Nunes! And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome his opponent onto the mats, Jimmy Johnstone! Ladies and gentlemen, this is bout. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first bout of the evening. A black belt gi showcase to be contested in the 84-kilogram weight class. Introducing to you first, coming to us representing Checkmat and London Fight Factory. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Enrique Lima, a two-time State of Sao Paulo champion and has won over 100 regional medals. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing in officially at 85 kilos, please welcome to the mats, Neto Nunes! And now, introducing his opponent, this man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Fernando Terroré, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Pro Cup champion and an NAGA Atlanta Elite no-gi gold medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing in officially at 82 kilos, would you please welcome to the mats, Jimmy Johnstone! This super fight is set for 15 minutes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Super 15 grappling event here from the O2 Academy in Bournemouth. My name is Josh Palmer. I'm joined matside tonight by Andy Kerr to bring you all of tonight's action. We kick things off with a black belt 84 kilo gi match. Jimmy Johnstone in the black gi representing Phoenix MMA, and Neto Nunes in the white gi representing Checkmat London Fight Factory. Early fight for grips here, Andy.
Yep, straight away. Jimmy's just pulled, looks like he's pulling half guard straight away. Establishing his grips there on the left arm already.
Shin to shin, sitting up, looking as though he's gonna try and really force the issue on that right hand side of Neto.
Neto's doing the right thing though, standing up, good posture, knee in the middle as well.
Always interesting, these 15-minute submission-only rule sets. Sometimes you get a very fast pace, guys out for the kill from the beginning, and sometimes just a little bit of settling in. 15 minutes is a long time to fight.
15 minutes straight, yeah. I mean, there's no rounds. It's not like MMA where you have a 5-minute round and that happens 3 times. This is 15 minutes straight, so yeah, you've got kind of 2 choices. Do you pace yourself, but risk burning out your grip strength, your legs, etc., or do you go for it as soon as you possibly can?
Well, a cagey start here. The bottom position accepted by Jimmy Johnstone. Neto Nunes staying very calm in that combat base. An outside De La Riva hook for Johnstone, though, always dangerous.
Yeah, he's got so many options there, and if he can either fight for the grips and try and control that left arm, which is the right thing, or try and sweep, or he can go back to the heel as he has done with his left hand grabbing the heel, usually trying to set up a sweep, I would imagine, from that position.
Both these guys very decorated in competition, but I mean, just look at that stat for Neto Nunes. Over 100 regional medals, State of Sao Paulo champion, State of Brasilia champion, Brazilian national champion. So, a lot of pedigree coming in that corner.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The man definitely has the pedigree, and it's going to be an interesting match to see what he's going to do, because, I mean, he's got the experience of having that much competition, that much mat time, and not just in the gym, but actually competitive mat time.
But of course, this is not a points game.
No.
Points really don't matter at the end of 15 minutes. It doesn't matter who scored, who swept. We're going to be declaring a draw if somebody can't get that submission. Looking for the butterfly guard sweep was Johnstone.
Yeah, he's just had to surrender that and go back into half guard again, onto that hip.
Not giving up that collar grip either. Real deep grip on the right hand.
It gives him options. He can control the range very well from there. So if he wants to pull Neto into him, he can. And also then he can use that to force him back as well.
Neto keeping his base low, not trying to stand up to pass at all here. Happy to just play in this butterfly guard position. We should mention tonight is of course a charity event, raising money for the UK elite youth squad to send them to some of the bigger international championships around the world. The event very kindly sponsored by Valor Fightwear, Progress Jiu-Jitsu and of course Mat Hire UK, all chipping in to get those kids off to the Pan Ams and the Worlds.
Yeah, that's a fantastic thing to do as well, isn't it? It's really it's showing the development that's happened over the past 5 years in Jiu-Jitsu in the UK, that they're now looking to get funding to send kids out to these competitions, these bigger tournaments.
So we still find ourselves with Jimmy Johnstone in, I can't tell if it's navy blue or black actually. I did say black gi originally, but
We'll go with black.
the black gi still in the bottom position. Neto Nunes playing very cagey in that top position, not really making any attempt to pass as of yet.
Yeah, he's really. I think he's just waiting for Jimmy to either explode, so he's waiting to pass off that, or he's just biding his time and waiting, because this is going to be quite a tiring position for Jimmy. And that, he's having to use a lot of leg strength to maintain distance, and he's having to use a lot of his shoulders are going to start to burn out at some point, because he's really having to create that gap and keep the distance away by forcing.
Oh, looking to stand back up for a moment. Thought a technical stand-up might be on its way. Oh, looking to sit through for perhaps the single leg X now. Oh, he's managed to off-balance him to one side, but only for a moment.
Again, back to butterfly guard. I'm liking how he's using the butterfly guard and trying to control the leg as well.
Well, you've got to say so far the attempts and the impetus to improve the fight has been from Jimmy Johnstone. Neto Nunes just staying comfortable in this top position, but as we said, points don't matter. It's going to be down to somebody to really lock on that submission. We are competing under IBJJF rules as Nunes looks to pass here.
Looks like he's about to.
And with his both knees compressed to the side, Johnstone in a very vulnerable position potentially here.
I can't see what's going on from this angle, but I would imagine Nunes is trying to work either a clock choke or maybe a back take up.
Johnstone in the turtle position now. Can't quite see what grips Nunes is fighting for, but he's certainly come to life all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's certainly.
Oh, Jimmy trying to replace guard with the roll. Nunes not giving him any chance whatsoever.
I believe he's going to attempt a gi choke again.
You see immediately the hip switching of Nunes, walking all the way around the body, staying very heavy but very versatile in that top position.
It's good control in that north-south position now as well. He really worked for that pass, and he's now just establishing it.
And it wouldn't surprise me if we see him again slow the pace down, take a few moments, get his breath back, and then force Johnstone to have to escape. You see him just repositioning the gi a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what Johnstone there tapping his foot, waiting for something to happen.
It's a very interesting position, north-south. Not so many attacks you can do, but likewise, really very few escapes if you can't really extend and get the range between yourself and somehow invert and get your feet between yourself and your opponent.
Being a gi match, there is a few submissions you can use, and also you've still got the traditional north-south choke, but I'd agree there isn't much submission opportunity from north-south. I mean, it's a great control position, but
Yeah, you saw how quickly Nunes switched his hips, walked all the way around the body, really staying very mobile in that top position.
looks like Nunes is probably going to maybe attempt to mount, I would imagine.
Well, time, not a factor at the start of the match, but probably starting to tick away a little bit now for Jimmy
around
Johnstone.
about 7 minutes in now.
So only really reaching the halfway point of our opening match here at Super 15.
I mean, you'd think if you go to most jiu-jitsu tournaments, 5-6 minute rounds, usually sometimes
Yeah, black belts 10 in IBJJF.
Yeah. They were, and because of the points game being so important, you can't hang out in bad positions. As in this format, you can kind of lull people by using some bad positions and then escaping and using that as an option.
But Nunes just taking his time here, as you said, perhaps looking to move to mount. He's reverse Kesugatami here with the hips facing downwards, and he's actually going to be asserting a lot of pressure on Johnston's ribcage here.
I think he's attempting
Oh, he did attempt to choke, I think.
Yeah.
Jimmy looking for half guard now, trying to fight that top underhook.
Jimmy's doing the right thing. He's established the underhook, so it's going to be difficult to pass. It's going to be difficult to attempt some chokes like a dart from there.
But Nunes' right arm under that left leg of Johnston, that really does cause some trouble for the half guard game, doesn't it?
It can do. It depends. It really depends if he's strong with it. If he hasn't got the arm strength to do it, then it's not really going to have much impact, I think. But
you can see how, well, I was just going to say how Nunes had trapped the bottom knee of Jimmy Johnston, and really started to inch his hips underneath him.
Yeah, it's a difficult position to be in, that, because essentially when you're underneath in that position, there's not much you can do when someone gets a good base and they're solid in that position. It's hard to move.
Interestingly, both guys coming in a little bit under the 88 kilo weight limit here. 85 kilos for Nunes, 82 kilos for Jimmy Johnston, so giving up a little bit in the weight class there.
Yeah, that's probably going to have an impact as well, especially as we get into sort of the later minutes of the rounds. With Nunes on top, him being a bit bigger, that could actually physically start to wear a lot. Oh, he's
looking for an old school sweep here, possibly the knee bar on the leg as well. You can see the stress on Johnston's face, really trying to work for... Oh, and a choke coming from Neto Nunes here.
Yeah, Neto's trying to get that gi choke in.
Yeah, cinching it tighter and tighter. And Johnston going back, giving his north-south up to try and defend the choke. Good decision from him.
Yep, it's...
better to give up the position than
get tapped out.
Absolutely.
Gi chokes are horrible. They'd just come from nowhere, and it's so easy to get choked out with a gi choke is far more likely, I find, than.
But you saw Nunes really just trying to cinch it up bit by bit, and that was one of those perfect examples of Johnston had to go for something. He had to make himself that little bit vulnerable to try and get the space to escape. Here we see again trying to turn in, create some sort of frame. Nunes is going to look to step over here.
I'm impressed that Nunes is doing very well, as all black belts will do. He's really using the hand that's closest to the hip to control the position.
Oh, and back to guard for Jimmy Johnston.
That was almost kind of a sit-out kind of position, a sit-out type move, because he really locked up Nunes' arm as he came through.
So it's...
What's up? Medical.
Oh, so we're actually stopping for a little bit of a cut to the head of Jimmy Johnston.
Yes, clear.
Advertently, he's picked up a bit of a nick from somewhere.
I believe it's across the bridge of the nose. It's nothing major.
If you may have heard the entire crowd hissing there, it's shoes on the mat from the paramedic. She's not going to know better. And there we go. So just some medical attention for Jimmy Johnstone, and I'm sure we'll get this underway. Not long left now in this opening 88 kilo bout. Just about 3.5 minutes. Jimmy Johnstone going back to his guard to work from here. Nunes with the better of the attacks, the better of the position so far, but not able to make it pay as of yet.
It's going to be interesting now because it is, as you said, it's the final 3 minutes of this bout. It's going to be interesting to see, as the only way you can win is submission, one of them's going to have to open up and start to go for broke.
Yeah, what becomes the value in looking for sweeps at this point? As time starts ticking away, should you be looking for submissions from the guard rather than the sweeps?
I'd probably, yeah. I think realistically, submissions and particularly maybe gi submissions now would be a higher value.
I wonder if as time starts ticking away, we might see some Hail Mary footlocks getting thrown in for good measure. Of course, this is IBJJF rules, so twisting locks are okay, everything except heel hooks. We could see some toe holds, could see some knee bars going on.
Yeah. Or even the old school foot press, which is horrible.
But we have found ourselves full circle back to where we were at the start of this opening match. Jimmy Johnstone in the black gi.
Using that De La Riva guard
on the
again.
bottom, Neto Nunes accepting the top position. Both guys being very cagey at this point. Josh Palmer, Andy Kerr calling all the action here for you. It's from the wonderful O2 Academy in Bournemouth.
I think you might have had a point about the footlocks. Neto started to grab Jimmy's left foot a moment ago.
Yeah, and that, of course, this butterfly guard has served Johnstone very well in hiding his feet, keeping them tucked.
He's given him an awful lot of control as well from that bottom position. He's doing the right thing, sitting up when he has the opportunity to sit up.
Yeah, it's interesting. This reverse De La Riva, Johnstone seems very comfortable with that right instep in the right thigh, but not able to make it pay as of yet. And time is ticking away.
So we're in the final 1 minute 30 of the match.
I'd really like to see somebody go for something now, wouldn't you? Just take a chance and accept that it's go for broke at this point.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Well, Neto looking to pass. And that frame from Jimmy Johnstone, the only thing that's saving him at the moment, his hips have been turned over almost.
There we go, he's grabbing the foot again. I think we might explode for some kind of footlock. Yeah, he's going for a knee bar.
Now Johnstone trying to stay tucked up tight. Dying 30 seconds. You just want to see somebody go for something, but I have a feeling. Well, he's looking for the calf slicer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the knee crush. Sorry. I think we're going to see timeout here, possibly. Both guys are picking up the pace. It's going to be hard to grab something, though.
Yeah, especially now.
Oh, looking for the straight footlock. Johnstone sitting over the leg, going belly down on it and rolling. Jimmy Johnstone, the grimace on his face, and and the time has finished. Well, Johnstone eased up because he saw the time had finished. Neto Nunes unaware the time had finished, and I think we are going to end this in a draw. Good sportsmanship at the end, though.
Certainly.
Draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, an absolutely fantastic way to get our evening started. The 15-minute time limit has expired. This bout is declared a draw, so let's have one big round of applause for Neto Nunes and Jimmy Johnstone.
Okay guys, I'm not going to rattle on. Thanks Neto for the match. The microphone's reserved for the winners and all the promoters. So I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I'm over the moon with the turnout, you know, and really it's quite humbling. You guys hear me and Neil thinking, rattle on about the kids team, always begging for money, you know, and everyone that bought a ticket tonight has contributed towards those kids competing internationally in opportunities that I just wouldn't get. So thanks every one of you, I really appreciate it.